Hi everyone, Pip here from queenpipcards.com. I was just putting together some of my cards that I had left over from my card and a cuppa session, and I thought, actually, do you know what, I might as well just do it on video for you guys as well, so you can check out and see what it is that we did at card and a cuppa. So this is the card that we made. This is using the Painted Harvest stamp set, which I am just delighted with. I think it is so versatile. I've been playing with it for sunflowers, obviously, but also just the leaves and the little extra bits that you get in the stamp set and the words that you get. So this is everything that you get. You'll have seen me use the fern ones on my blog for Sean's Stumpery card. This is a nice set of words here. Your kindness means so much more than you will ever know. Sometimes people just don't know quite how much they've impacted you or just lifted you up when you felt really down. It's also got this really cute little acorn. I haven't actually used the acorn yet, but it is on my to-do list. Then you get these two parts to the sunflower here and two parts to the leaves, and these two ferns are a two-step as well. So it is a two-step stamping technique stamp set. Oh, try saying that fast. But you can use them individually. I've seen them used individually. I've used them myself individually. But yeah, you can do lots with it. And gather together and give thanks is a lovely saying as well down here. So this is just a nice stamp set. Not one that I would actually have been drawn to myself, funnily enough, because I don't know, it wasn't something that jumped out at me when I saw the catalogue first off, but I was very lucky enough to receive this on the incentive trip in Thailand. So I thought, well, I'm going to give it a go. And ever since I started playing with it, I cannot stop. So let me show you what we're making again, and we'll just whiz through this quickly. This is the card that I made. As you know, I generally do mine as standy-uppy cards because it's good for photography when you take them that side of view, but obviously you can make it as a normal fold, which is what I'm doing now. This is how most of my customers prefer their cards, so I make them like this for them when we go to do a class. So then you need to have your pieces, and this card is just what I call a single layer in terms of the single matting at the back, just because I wanted quite a lot of the crushed curry cardstock to show through. So I left it at a this is 9.5 by 13.9 centimetres, and then there's a little piece of designer series paper, 9.5 again, and this time it's 4 centimetres wide. This is from the Painted Autumn suite set of papers that goes with the suite. You're going to need some vellum because we did some tiny little vellum leaves just behind there to give it a little bit of interest, and then a piece of cardstock for your sentiment piece on the front. Okay, so let's get started. So as always, when you are stamping on stamping with a photopolymer stamp set, it's always best to use a Stampin' Pierce mat underneath. And what I tend to do is I tend to take our grid paper, cut it into 4, and then that fits perfectly onto there. Now you're going to need crushed curry and your stamp, which looks like this. Okay, and I'll get that on. Doesn't really matter which way up you go. I just have a thing that I like the 3 pointy bits down at the bottom, so that's just me. You don't have to do it like that, and you're going to just pop it on. Not press particularly hard, just make sure you've got good contact and that you leave it on for a few seconds, because you need the time for the ink to soak into the paper. That's just because it's photopolymer. You don't need to do that with our rubber stamps. Okay, so then same again down the bottom. There we go. And again, just leave it time to absorb. Oh, well, that didn't absorb, did it? Let's just do that again. Good thing about photopolymer is you can line it back up where you were and go again. There we go, that's better. And then this one is the other half of it, if you see what I mean, because it's 2 steps, so you need to then, this is kind of like your outline background piece, and then you're going to add in your detail. So I'm just going to come in here and make sure I've got that. There is a particular way that you're supposed to line these up, but to be honest, I don't think I agree with how my stamp looks. So I just tend to line it up by the centerpiece. I don't know. I don't think it matters, quite frankly, as long as you're happy with it, and it looks like a sunflower when you've finished, then I think you can pretty much line it up however you want to. I would try and get the centres. I think the centre is the most important part, so that you've got this ovally shape going on. It's not a circle. Okay, so that's your sunflower done. And then we are going to go in with the centres. Now the centres are this piece, and it's, you can tell I've washed that on a pad that's a bit red. So this is your centerpiece here, and again it's kind of an oval shape, and you have this line that goes across the middle of it. Don't worry about that, that's just to help you bring out the shape of the sunflower. So again, I line up my oval piece. I'll put my hand in that if I'm not careful. Actually see where I'm stamping here, so we're going to go for it. There we go. I don't want to get my head in the camera. That's not bad. That's better. And if you leave a little bit around the edge, I go back without re-inking and just fill in that bit if you're worried about it. Personally, I think it looks fine. So that's now your background piece done. Oh, apart from the little dots, I always forget my little dots. So I work out where my banner piece is going to go, like this. And then I'm going to just put in some random dots. Maybe put some down here, over here. I just kind of, I don't know what the dots are for. I think you're supposed to put them in the centre of the flowers, but I thought, well, I quite like it like that. Just some random dots going on. So then the only other thing we need the early espresso for is our centerpiece. What have I done with that? There we go. So you do need it for your words. Now I actually put, hopefully you can see this, I actually put I stamped a lemon lime twist leaf just behind the wording, just to give it a different piece of interest. So before I stamp the wording with my early espresso, I'm just going to go in and do my leaves. I find it easier if I do this first rather than punching out first. Do them at a jaunty angle. Pop my words on top. Make sure they're up the right way. Good thing about photopolymer, you can see where you're going. Pop that in on top, just about there. Excellent. Oh, don't do that. I've got inky fingers now. You can tell I've had a stampy afternoon when I have inky fingers. It's all good. All right, so now I'm going to just punch that out. And to punch that out, I'm using the Pretty Label punch. Can you see that? It's probably easier if I show you this end. So it's the Pretty Label punch. Just fits perfectly your stamp, which I think is marvellous. And I'm not worried about chopping off a bit of the leaf, that's fine. I'm more concerned about getting the wording central and how I wanted it to look. Yeah, there we go. Pop that out. Don't need that anymore. Now, remember I said we needed a bit of vellum. That's for the leaf, set of leaves here that's going to go on the back of your wording. So I used it's going to go behind here, so I popped a bit of fast fuse on the back of my label, and then found my vellum and popped that behind there, just where I wanted it to be. Okay, and then I'm going to put that to one side for a second while I just finish off the rest of my card. At least I know I've done that now, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the leaves that come out the back here behind the banner piece. So for those I used garden green. I know it doesn't look like garden green, but it is. This was one of those fortunate incidents that happen occasionally where you go, I stamped that in the wrong colour, and then realise, oh, it looks quite good. So I stamped it. First of all, I stamped it off, and then I stamped the back of it just coming in under here, like that. Stamp that piece off again, and we'll bring this one down here, like this, something like that. Okay, and then what I did was I'd stamped that, and then I inked up my lemon lime twist by accident instead of my garden green to put the veins on. And I thought, I thought, oh no, what have I done? But actually, it looks really cool. I think it really just makes them pop out and really lifts your leaf. See, doesn't that make it just zing a little bit? I think so. You can line that up. There we go. Excellent. So that, I think, just pops that out. I did also then do a few extra dots in the lemon lime because I love the lemon lime twist. It's just my favourite colour at the moment, with even with all the Christmas stuff going on. The lemon lime twist is, and again, that's not me. It's not really my colour. I'm not a green girl. I don't really understand what they've done to me this time, but Stampin' Up have completely changed how I like my colours, which is, you know, it's a good thing I'm learning. So moving and rolling with it. So now I'm going to just use a bit of fast fuse. There we go. You know I'm a fast fuse girl. Pop that on there. Use my grid paper as ever to line me up. Line me up, Scotty. Make sure that I get that where I want it to be. I'm going to cover up a bit of my sunflower, but that's okay. There we are. Then I've got my trusty dimensionals, Stampin' Dimensionals for my label when I'm going to put that on. But first I'm going to attach this to the base. Again, a bit of fast fuse. I always like to put a little piece in the middle just to make sure it holds, because the centre is normally where you've got all your is it around the right way? No, that's the right way. It's where you've got all your layers or sentiment or something is generally in the middle of your card. So I always like to make sure that my centre is nice and strong. Okay, so then that's the base and the back. That's that. Couple on there, make sure it's nice and strong so it doesn't come off in the post or go all saggy. You know me, don't like anything saggy. And then this time, this one I did right over towards that edge, but I think I can probably bring it over a little bit more, maybe. There we go. There. So there you go. First, second, slightly different. They're all going to be slightly different because it's hand stamped. But yeah, I really like that design. So I hope you've enjoyed this. This is just a quick video just to pop a card together and show you what I've been up to. I'll check back in with you soon. Cheers, bye.